that you're going, you can easily get swayed into this or swayed into that and find yourself in another mess. Amen. How many been in enough messes already? Okay? Yeah. We don't want to get into another one. And, you know, one of the things I tease my wife, I tell her she never lasts. She stuck with me. That's it. That's the end of the road. But one thing I can tell you though, if the month after next in May, it'd be 10 years. And I would honestly tell you, we're still on our honeymoon. To me, that's almost unbelievable. The same thing we were doing when we were dating, we still do that for each other. It's possible. But you got to choose wisely. Because they come with their bags and you come with your bags. All right? We're going to talk about baggage. What kind of baggage are you bringing? See, I had a schizoaffective mother. That means I was raised by a woman that was schizophrenic and bipolar. Heck of a combination. All right? I relocated 17 times growing up. No stability in my home. Wake up one morning, and mom said, your dad's coming to get you. I'm 8 years old. I don't ever remember seeing him. We were in Virginia. He came out from California. Picked up me and my sister. Now we're in California. We got a new stepmama. What do we know? Right? He was married, got divorced. Then he called my mama, and she had moved out to California. He said, come get these kids. She met a man that asked her to marry her that day she met him. And she said yes. He had 2 kids. So boom, all of a sudden we're a whole new family. I got a new brother and sister and a stepdaddy. Things just kept changing and changing and changing. I mentioned 4 wives and 3 divorces and 6 stepchildren. A lot of time, some of the women don't think we have a lot of feelings. But you've been through divorce. It's hard and it hurts. It's painful and it costs a lot of money. Okay? And over again. A lot of times people say after a bad experience, never again. I got friends of mine been married one time and it didn't work out. And they said, I ain't never doing it again. Men and women. And I like to flip the situation on his head. I say, look, let's look at this logically. There's 7 billion people in the world. You chose one idiot and you give up on the rest of them? Maybe it's not something wrong with everybody else. Maybe it was something wrong with my picking. I learned how to pick better. All right? I mentioned I owed back taxes to the IRS. I was back. I owed child support. I had medical bills. It was ridiculous. Didn't know what I was going to do. But because I had been around some people, I had learned you call these folks up. So as soon as I got laid off, I had already set the IRS up on a payment plan. Child support put me on another payment plan where they just take a little extra to try to catch you up, right? But I called up all these people on the phone. Hey, I'm laid off. You know. And the federal IRS and the state IRS suspended my payments until I got back working. Don't run from your problems. You got to stand up and face them. You know. You might not like the results. I called up the people I had the car loan with. Now this was the kicker here. They said, oh, okay, Mr. Millett, we see you have been paying steady. What we can do, we'll suspend your car payments for 2 months and we'll add it to the back end of the loan. I had never heard of that myself. But I called them up and that was the result I got. You just got to work through every issue as it comes to you. Work with it. Work with it. High school dropout. No wonder. 3 different high schools. I got my GED before my class graduated because I was in another state. Again. So, in all these situations, you know, going through these divorces, I became depressed and suicidal. Saw no reason to live. Real. Real. The work I was doing at the time, I was a refrigeration fitter, meaning I worked on heat and air conditioning. Standing up on a roof, working on these big machines, 480 volts. Feeling like I didn't want to live no more. Knowing all I got to do is just grab that 480 volt bus bar. And it's a wrap. These are real feelings that we deal with. Depression. Didn't want to get out the bed. Saw no reason to get out the bed. Okay? Except one thing in the back of my head. My girls. My girls. I couldn't leave my girls like that. Okay? So, we all carry baggage. We've been through some things. But the key is you got to start working on your stuff. A lot of times we don't work on stuff. What we do, stuff go bad, we just step over here and try again. That don't go right, we step over here and try again. A lot of times, women, they'll sit down and analyze and try to figure out how come and all this kind of stuff. Our emotional makeup ain't like that. So we have to specifically take the time to figure out what is it in me that keep producing these bad results. How do I keep picking the same kind of woman? You know, they have their own issues. Why they keep picking a man that's peeling their head, right? So whatever your issue is, you have to deal with it. How come I'm always running out of money? What are my priorities? Look at yourself. Take stock in yourself. Finding my bliss. This is kind of a little snapshot of my life. This picture over here, my wife and I were in India. We went to the Taj Mahal. That's a Baha'i temple. We went in and did some meditating. This is the local ski club. There's black people do ski. And this is the Milwaukee Club. Okay? This is a picture of my stepson, my stepdaughter. And this is my 3 daughters here. This one just graduated, the other 2 are still in there. And this is why I got to do one of the things I had dreamed about for 20 years, scuba dive. It took me 20 years to finally get a chance to do what I wanted to do. I show you these pictures so that to encourage you to dream big. Don't give up on your dream. Don't give up on what you want to do. You can still enjoy life. Now, you said earlier, you can't have bliss while you're paying child support. All right? This picture right here, I was in India having a good time, still paying child support. This picture here with me and my wife on the horses. We ran the horses in the water till they came up to here on the horse, right? While I was still paying child support.
18 or the 1100?
Huh? That was 1100. that wasn't happening on the 18. But you can figure out. You just have to learn how to manage your money. You can get to where you want to go. You know, I'm not a flashy type person. I don't need the new Jordans. A lot of the new styles, I don't need them. You know, I buy a suit. I may be wearing this for 20 years. I just donated one I had for over 20 years. It wasn't flashy. It's just standard. It works in any occasion. Okay? If you don't get caught up in a lot of the stuff, I don't have to have the latest this or the latest that. You take your time and budget and plan and budget and plan and follow your dreams. I'm telling you honest to God truth, it can work out. It can honestly work out. Because for the last 10 years I've been with my wife, man, it's been amazing. Absolutely amazing. You know. Maslow's Hierarchy of Needs. I gave you one of those handouts. Let me get this brother back here. One of the handouts. How many of you heard of Maslin Hierarchy of needs? No? Okay. They say these are the basic 5 needs of all humans. And this is where we start out down here. The physiological needs. Air, water, shelter, sleep. Just what you need physically to survive. All right? Need for safety. Personal security, employment, resources, health, and property. And a lot of times, in our community, we spend so much time down here in the bottom 2. Trying to have employment, security, and property. But we're always looking for love and belonging. You want self-esteem, you want respect. But while you're struggling down here, trying to fulfill these up here, we run into disaster. And that's what happens. Because if we're down here needing security, needing employment, then we out here trying to find love and belonging, that relationship is warped from the beginning. See, if we take care of ourselves right here on the bottom, if we take care of these needs, the shelter, sleep, clothing, realize you don't need as much as you think you do. Who are we trying to impress? We can't impress other folks. They already made up their minds about you anyway. Ain't much you gonna do to change it. All right? I like this saying here, and I quote a lot of things because I read a lot, and these things really help me. And this was one of the quotes. This is another one from the Jack Canfield book, Success Principles. Other people's opinion of me is none of my business. Let that sink in a bit. Other people's opinion of me is none of my business. Why am I worried about what other folk think? They're not giving me a paycheck. They're not providing the things I need in life. Why worry about what other folk think? Because here we are trying to belong. We want to fit in. But we need to take care of these first. When we take care of our personal security, our employment, our resources, our health, and our property, and we have our physiological needs met, then we can move into this area here, love and belonging. We can move up into the esteem and the self-actualization. You can become all you can and be fulfilled while you're doing it. We look for fulfillment in all kind of other things. In relationships, whether they be in a group type setting. In this group, I really want to feel like these are my boys. This is where I'm at. Or with this woman, I'm the man. We're trying to fulfill stuff within us from the outside. Realize you're enough inside, all by yourself. You don't need anything. And when you get to that place, then you're in a healthy position to enter into relationships because you're not needy and clingy.